Hello, my name is Bolts. This is Meanders, which I am submitting for AGDQ 2019. This should be any percent, which is, I believe the estimate for this will be 11 minutes. Yeah, that sounds about right. Anyways, Meanders is a movement-based puzzle game where a lot of the puzzles are based on maintaining velocity and trying to get a ball into one of these pits, or hit a crystal with it, or just platform to the exit. Just a variety of things, or like these pressure plates. So the game has fairly simple concepts for people to understand, for people that have not seen runs of it before, but it's very interesting. Some of the ways, especially further on, where we can kind of circumvent some of the ways you're supposed to do levels, especially later on. There's some interesting skips with those, but a lot of the maintaining momentum, like it is possible like that, where you can maintain a lot of your speed by sliding off of that and grinding the ball as you go, so you're kind of rewarded for playing accurately like that, and playing quickly, and being able to flick that as you go by doing that. The game actually splits up into two different paths here, and I'll do it again later, where you either have the bouncer route, I believe that's what it's called, either way. You also have the cannon route, which is the one we chose, which is a lot faster. So, even though the game has 40 levels, we'll only be playing 30 of them, I believe. Either way. So, one thing you can do with this game is, in order to speed up the throw for these balls, you can actually jump right as you throw them. And also, if you do little jumps off the floor like that, after you've gained speed from something like a cannon, you can maintain your speed and do like a little bunny hop, which are actually somewhat difficult to do, just in terms of being comfortable with jumping at the correct time and things like that. Either way, so this is another level that splits up and lets you choose different exits to go out from. Unfortunately, that ball did not make it through, but either way. We're going to be again doing the cannon route here, that is this exit. To reach one of the routes, you have to get all 4 of those hoops that are spinning around in that circle, and to get the other one, you have to get the 4 that are on the outer part of it. These lasers are going to destroy the ball, so you actually can hold it above your head, which makes it a little bit easier. And then all we need is to have it go through there. Sometimes you have it survive all the way, but it's not too important. This is one of the harder levels, one of the difficult ones in terms of speedrun, but you can retry it as many times as you need to. So if you miss it, you'll see that it goes underneath that bubble, which hits a pit that's actually at the top of the tower. And then after it gets to the top of the tower, those little ramps are supposed to lift up. And what you do is you just wait on the water instead of climbing all the way up to where the ramps now are. And you go through the portal as it's lifting up. So it's really difficult to get the exact angle and timing for that, so it can be challenging. This is also another challenging one, just because you have to make a lot of quick throws, one after the other. I ended up missing that first one, but it's alright. It'll take an extra bit of time to do this. There's some visual differences. Usually the ball is has a like crystal look like these bubbles here, and those bubbles are just collectibles that are not required for any percent. Oops, I need to go through here. Just go through here, and we go through here. This entire level is just centered around going through and putting a ball on each of these hoops, and then at the end you have this crystal in the center, which is difficult to completely get that in without hitting one of those lasers, but you have infinite amount of tries, and it does not take too long to try again, so it's not too much of a thing to worry about. You can throw this ball right as it goes in, or right as it lifts up, because you can stand on the pressure plate instead of putting a box on it like you're supposed to. This level you do fairly normally. You don't try to skip through anything, but you do shooting these cannon shots quicker and trying to maintain momentum as fast as possible to get to these cannons is definitely pretty important. And then the end is just slowing down and holding the right angle. The final portion of the game is definitely a lot more lopsided in terms of time. This is another level that's just fairly simple. It's keeping your momentum and holding up and just execution. There's a lot of execution based stuff in the run, just in terms of instead of doing things the unintended way, you're doing it difficult and quickly as possible without taking breaks in between. So we can circumvent parts of this by using this launch pad. Instead of going all the way through there, we can just launch ourselves all the way to here. Instead of doing other parts of the maze, we can just lift ourselves all the way up here and then sled to the exit. This is another one where we have to make a fairly precise shot. I can do a lineup right here and throw the ball over that. There's a crystal on the other side, but something has to be standing on, or something has to be on that pressure plate for it to work. Oops. So what we do is we through the cannon, launch it there. It's unfortunate. You actually line up with a certain part of the tower, and that allows you to have the correct sort of visual lineup so that you can shoot it over there. And then you avoid having to do a lot of stuff involving using blocks to set on pressure plates and stuff. You're supposed to do this level all the way around like that, and that's supposed to be the last one you step on, and then you can come over here. But instead of that, you can actually just go the reverse direction and just hit the last one immediately, which obviously saves a lot of time from stepping on all those pressure plates. And then you can just shoot through those cannons and do a little bunny hop at the end if possible. It's actually pretty easy to bunny hop it along water like that and maintain speed compared to just normal land. So definitely when we can, and also maintain your speed a bit off of that bounce pad. We circumvent pretty much a lot of the stuff you're doing in that level and just using the cannons and precise shots to be able to get there. We're going to do this in specific order. We have to step on all these pressure plates that are in the back of each of these towers. Oops, that's alright. Not too bad to do that. Never actually had that block me in the way before, but if that just happens, it's pretty simple just to climb up here instead. And we would have just gotten up here and continued all the way up. So we're going to hit this pressure plate, and then we're going to go to the final one on the left, which is the middle-sized one. And from here, we actually have to be kind of precise with this. You have to be careful not to step on that pressure plate for too long, because this will start lifting up and it's a lot harder to jump back across. And once it's gotten too much speed, it's pretty much impossible and you just have to wait there, which will waste you a little bit of time. So we're gonna just use this to launch our way up here instead of using the cannon at the top, and then drop that in there. And we only have a couple levels left, but these still have some pretty interesting stuff to it. So you're supposed to step on pressure plates for this one as well, which unfurls the map. That's just kind of what the level Hydra gets named from. But instead of that, we're actually going to only be stepping on a couple of them. So only part of the map's going to be unfurled like usual. So what will end up happening here is that you're supposed to go through these hoops here, and by going through all of them, the exit will be opened. But you can see here that since this part was not unfurled, it's just all sitting together like that, and like a little tunnel for you to stand inside. So it's pretty easy just to go through there and then bounce across here. So the end is the longest level by a long shot, and it's got some interesting stuff going on with it in terms of skipping, doing things the intended way. You can launch off these and get enough speed, and then you can bounce off these like that and maintain your speed. And then after that, you can bounce off this and drop it, and then hit the pressure plate right as it's dropping down. And usually it goes in. Fortunately, I let it go just a tiny bit early. I feel like at the right time, it'll land directly into it, which makes it a lot easier to do. And the entire point of this is you're supposed to throw a ball through all 4 of these hoops around the entire map. And those hoops can only be unlocked by completing all these objectives on the outside. So this one's pretty simple, just throwing a ball at a crystal while standing on the pressure plate. We're actually going to grab a ball here because you can see over there, there's a thing surrounding that, and we can actually get over that with enough speed from here and bunny hopping at the correct time, you can get over it and put the ball there that we brought from the other side. And then just by going through this, it'll teleport us back up to top. And we can just throw the ball through here and finish up the end. So that is Meanders. Definitely it's got a lot of interesting platforming and movement to it. I think visually it's just an impressive and fun game to watch. So hopefully this can find a spot in AGDQ, and I'd definitely be really excited to show it off if you can find time for that.